The name's Jun Usagi, your so-called local hero within the city. I've been trained to become a strong karate master, and was even told to use it for self-defense. Guess you can say I took this self-defense gig towards another level. If I see anyone being a bullied victim, currently being hurt by their bully, I would gladly take it upon myself and fight for the victims that need it, beating those cruel excuses to the point where they don't want to hurt their victims anymore, even if it's just a very little insult that they let out. I was constantly called into by the reporters, amused by how tough I was despite just being a newly minted teen. Kids from all over the city wanted to mimic my actions, while others are afraid of me because of what I do to stop their pain. But I could care less on popularity. I just wanted to help the environment by getting rid of the soon-to-be evil being bullies. I would never consider my admirers friends, though. I just see them as someone who simply admire me for my confirmed heroic deeds. Honestly, I just wish that I had a true friend to be with, since all the kids around the city just see me as an inspirational figure to look up and admire. Pretty much got my wish during my typical fighting off moments. It revolved around this trio called the Hatzgang, a group of looked like your typical popular boy/bully group. I beaten up their leader only, since he was the only one causing actual harm to a pair of bullied victims in typical Halloween costumes. I never expected one of the members of that little group to actually stand up to me, to which made me change a little bit on my ways on how I see bullies. That boy. He told me about his friend, who I originally saw as only his leader. He told me he had issues at home, and both he and the other boy were just with him just because of his insecurities. I never thought of bullies as people with insecurities until that very day, since I had this mindset that bullies are always doing these just for fun. But apparently, the Hats gang are just labeled as bullies because their leader, their friend, is just insecure at home and tries to cope with these things in actuality. It was that day where I started to allow myself to open towards bullies that hurt their bullied victims, only fighting said bullies if they are seen as irredeemable to the public eye. Still, had to get used to the fact that my official friend in the city is close to that insecure person that I thought was just an irredeemable bully. That leader of the trio he's in, my relationship with the leader specifically is mainly on slightly good terms with me for now. It just took me a while to realize that hurting someone isn't always the answer to dispelling the evil around our world. In the end, you just have to realize that you have to open up to them first before jumping in on the evidence.